In this video, I'm going to discuss how to find z-scores for confidence intervals. And I'm going to use Excel as my calculator, but before I go to Excel, it'd be helpful, I think, if we discuss what are these z-scores. So, first step in finding a confidence interval is to first find the margin of error, which the equation for that is z times the population standard deviation divided by the square root of the sample size. Okay, and this z, this is what we're talking about right now. How do we find this guy? And this value of z, it depends entirely on the confidence level. So for example, the 95th percent confidence level, z is going to equal 1.96 always. Okay, so but what about if your teacher asks you to find 97% confidence level or some weird confidence level that you don't know off the top of your head, or unlike me, you just basically haven't memorized it like I have, right? So how do you figure out what this guy is? Well, first off, I want to point out I've not written a subscript. A lot of times you'll see this written as z subscript c, or sometimes you'll see it written as z subscript alpha divided by 2. They're the same thing. They're just different notations. And the c represents the confidence level, and alpha basically represents the area that's in the tails. Okay, so let me talk about what I just said. So if we're doing a confidence interval, let's start thinking about what is a confidence interval. So if we draw the normal distribution centered on 0, so the standard normal distribution, and suppose we're trying to calculate the 95% confidence interval. So if we're trying to find the 95% confidence interval, then 95% of the standard normal distribution will be between two numbers. Well, actually, what two numbers are those? That is the z-value, actually. So the positive is on the right above 0, and the negative is on the left below 0. Okay, but they're the same number because this is a symmetric distribution, and 95% is exactly in the center. All right, so what is z-c? C is the confidence level, so that's 0.95. If you were to write z subscript c, this is z subscript c right here. Okay, just to kind of talk about for a second what this different notation means. If I have, once again, 95% in the middle, z alpha divided by 2, I would have negative z and positive z. Same thing over here. Alpha, though, alpha is the area that's in the tails. So if I have 95% in the middle, then the area that's in the tail is 1 minus 0.95, which is 0.05, okay? And since there's two tails, you would need to divide that by 2. So that's where so this is alpha, and this is alpha divided by 2. So that's just the different notation. Once again, don't get caught up in this. It's exactly the same thing, depending on whatever your textbook uses, okay? So let me write that down. This is z alpha divided by 2. Okay, so now how do I find these z values? How do I figure out what they are? Well, to find them, I'm going to need to think about the area in the tails. Okay, in particular, I'm going to focus on the area in this tail, but the area in both tails, they're the same because this, once again, is a symmetric distribution. So how much area is in this tail, though? Well, I kind of just calculated it over here that, the leftover area is 1 minus 0.95, which is 0.05, and we have two tails, so I need to divide it by 2. So there's basically 0.025 in each tail, right? Which that is 0.05 divided by 2 is 0.025. So there's 0.025 in each tail. So how do I figure out what this value is here? If I know the area to the left, remember all calculators always find the area to the left of whatever you give it, right? the area to the left. If I have this, then I can find this. So let's go to Excel and let's do that. So type in equals norm dot s, the standard normal, dot inv, inverse. And the probability I want to give it is that area in the tail, 0.25. Press enter. It's a negative number. Your critical values are never negative. So you can take the opposite of that and say negative, and there you go. That's the critical value, the positive version. Always positive version. So this value here, Excel just told us it's negative 1.96, and therefore the positive version would just be positive 0.96, which is what I said it would be. Okay, so let's do another example. Instead of the 95th percent confidence interval, let's find a weird one. Let's do 97%, something that no one has memorized off the top of their head, because why are we calculating 97% confidence interval? I don't know. But anyway, let's talk about how would we find that z value. What is zc, or z alpha divided by 2? They're exactly the same thing. How do we figure it out? Okay. Start by drawing out your distribution centered on 0. Now we have 97% in this middle. 97% is in the middle, so how much is left over for the tails? 1 minus 0.97 is 0.03, okay? But you need to always remember we have 2 tails, and the area in each of these tails, it needs to be the same. This area and this area are the same because it's symmetric distribution. So take the area that you have left over and divide it by 2. So the area in the tails is going to be 0.015. Okay, so 0.015 in this tail and 0.015 in that tail. Okay, so I can go to Excel and I can figure out what this negative z value is. Negative because it's on the left side of 0. All right, type in equals norm dot s dot inv, open parentheses, and the probability now is 0.015. Close parentheses, press enter, and we get negative 2.17. So negative 2.17. So what's going to be over here? It's obviously going to be the positive 2.17, right? They're always going to be the exact same number, just different signs. You always want the positive. That's the value that you're going to plug in for z. Okay, so if you were calculating a 97% confidence interval, you would plug in 2.17 for z. All right, let's do one more. Suppose now I wanted to find the z value for the 99% confidence interval. So again, draw out your distribution centered on 0. 99% is in the middle. Okay, if 99% is in the middle, how much is left over? 0.01. 0.01 needs to be shared between these 2 tails. So divide that in half. 0.01 divided by 2 is 0.005. So 0.005 in this tail and 0.005 in that tail. Okay, so this is the negative z and this is the positive z. So let's figure out what the negative z is. Norm dot s dot inv, open parentheses, 0.005. Close parentheses, press enter. Negative 2.58. If I were to round that, 2.58. So negative 2.58. So the positive version is positive 2.58, and this is the value that I would need for my z critical value, or z alpha divided by 2, either way, this is the z-value I would want to use, the positive 2.58. Okay, now some people might ask me, is there a way that I can just get the positive value right here? Like, why am I finding the negative value? Okay, and I would say that's a very good question. So actually, yes, of course, there is a way that we could have gone straight to the positive value. What I would need to feed Excel is not just this tail area, but all of this area to the left, right? So that would be 0.99 plus 0.005, which is 0.995, okay? And to prove that, let's go to Excel and let's show that. Equals norm.s.inv, open parentheses, 0.995, close parentheses. Perfect. You see, it's the same number as with 0.005, except now it's a positive z-value. Okay? So you can just find this directly in Excel, but of course it takes a little more work because you have to do this addition step, which, I mean, why not just change the sign? It's a little quicker and easier, I think, but yeah, whatever floats your boat.